What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and the other day we talked about a weird story coming out of Louisiana about a dead body found frozen in an Arby's freezer. Yes, you heard me right. They found a dead body frozen inside of an Arby's in Louisiana. Now, obviously, that story stuck out to me. And it stuck out to me for various reasons. For one, it's a dead body found in a freaking Arby's freezer. I mean, duh. But also, because the police kind of right away said that they didn't suspect any foul play was involved. And they also said that they're open to exploring all avenues. Now, you have to pay attention to the wording. Them saying that they don't suspect that any foul play was involved led me to believe that they don't necessarily have concrete proof that this was some type of accident. Them saying that they're willing to explore all avenues leads me to believe that they don't have any necessarily concrete evidence, like they must not have videotape footage of what happened. Because if you got the security camera footage or a camera pointed towards the freezer, and you see this woman walk into the freezer by herself and never come out, that's a whole nother story. That's proof that there's no foul play. But they didn't say that they have any of that proof. So I was sitting there wondering, and the reason why this story really piqued my curiosity is because I was thinking in my mind, okay, maybe this is one big accident, of course. But if there was foul play involved, how would they prove that? Like if no one said anything, there's no security camera footage, how would you really prove that there was foul play involved? Like, how do we not know that this woman walked into the freezer to grab a bag of curly fries or something, and then maybe a spiteful employee closed the door behind her really quick, just walked by, kicked the door closed, and then went about their day? Who's to say that something like that couldn't have happened? And if something like that did happen, how would you really prove it? I know it sounds really stupid in many ways, but I feel like someone could really get away with a crime like that. So ever since I reported on the story, I've been looking for updates, and no updates have really come out. They named and identified the woman who they found in the freezer. Her name is out there. I'm not going to share it in this video because it's not really necessary, and people are really weird when it comes to topics like this. They will reach out and harass people's family members for no apparent reason, and workers who work at this Arbys. But, you know, when you're in my position making videos on YouTube, you never know who your videos are going to reach. And it turns out that one of my subscribers knows someone that is really close to this situation, and they reached out to me with all the details about what's going on. Now, I'm not going to name this person. I'm not sure if they would want me to, but here's the lowdown about what's going on with this story. Now, I'm not sure if this particular Arby's location was having issues or what, but they brought in a manager from out of town. This happens often in fast food or really any other job. You get managers that come in from out of town sometime. Sometimes they oversee a training process of employees. Sometimes they're just there to check on the store. You know, things like that happen. So they brought this manager from out of town, who happens to be the woman that was found dead in the freezer. Now, this woman, the manager, she was staying at the Candlewood Suites in New Liberia, Louisiana, I believe it's pronounced. They brought her in from out of state. From what the story is, she got to the store early and got locked into the freezer. Employees arrived at the store around 10 a.m. for work, but the door was locked, and all of the employees were calling and calling and calling, but they were unable to reach the manager. The manager's son was actually staying with her at the hotel in New Liberia, and when he couldn't reach her, calling over and over again, by evening, there was still no answer at the restaurant or on this lady's personal phone, so he called police. Police wind up going to the Arbys, and we kind of know what happened from there. From what the son says, the police said that the paramedics said that she did not last long in that freezer at all. The freezer was at negative 30 degrees. Negative 30 degrees. So the story is, like I just told you all, the manager shows up. I guess she got there early to get some things together. Winds up getting locked in the freezer. And I don't think they found her body in the freezer until 10 o'clock that night. So it appears that this Arby's location didn't even open up. See, that's a crucial detail that hasn't even been reported anywhere else. Because if the Arby's was open and this woman was in the freezer for 12 freaking hours, I feel like that's a totally different story. Then we need to really, start asking questions like what in the heck really happened here. But from what the story is, the Arby's location never opened. They were never able to get inside. The employees couldn't reach the manager. The manager's son couldn't reach her. And eventually, they located her within the freezer. But the story doesn't end there. Because from what is being said, people at this Arby's location have been complaining for a while to corporate, to anyone who would listen, that the lock on this freezer, the door of this freezer, there was a problem with it. I can't give you the exact specifics of what was wrong with the door, but there was something wrong with the door. And from what is being said, they complained about it several times. Now, I don't know if maybe because this was a manager from out of state, maybe she didn't know that there was a problem with the freezer and winded up getting locked in the freezer. Maybe, being a manager, maybe she's one of the ones that filed complaints to corporate. I'm not sure who the employees were that complained. I'm not sure if the woman herself had complained. But what I do know is that sounds like a lawsuit to me. I don't know the age of her son. I don't know the family dynamics. I don't know all of that stuff. But I feel like this is a lawsuit. If it's true that these people who worked at this location were complaining to corporate about the freezer door, are complaining to whoever, and nothing was done about it, and this woman winded up getting locked inside and turned into a popsicle, then someone needs to pay up. Like I said, I don't know how young her son is. If he's a child, then we have a child without a mother. Even if he's a grown adult, we got someone without a mother because of a senseless accident that happened. Because from what is being said, no one wanted to do anything about the freezer door. So it's a tragic situation. From the way it looks, from everything that I've heard about it so far, it doesn't seem like foul play was involved at all. As far as the media goes, the media hopped all over this story. Dead body in Arby's freezer, dead body in Arby's freezer. And then they kind of just left it right there and never said anything else about it. So I thank you for reaching out to me with this information so I could share it with you all, because I'm sure some of you all were probably curious as well. Maybe not as curious as me, but I'm glad that we got some closure when it comes to that story. But I hope if her family's listening or anyone else that knows these people, talk to them, because I think maybe they should be talking to a lawyer right now. Because if there's some type of record of these complaints, like maybe they complained through email or something, you need to dig those up and find those. Because I believe that they're partially to blame for what happened to this woman. Well, with that being said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.